3 years in the making, we finally here.
I didn't even know the major was. Like, man, we ran the city. You know what I mean? We ran the city.
No, that's the thing.
Right.
I mean, I was proud of that. We weren't close to Magic City. Nah.
By the dean of high school basketball coaches.
The dean.
I ain't care nothing about Jack, though.
Told the young lady, I said, he definitely married up. You're 27, is that correct?
So it hurt because I'm human.
Yeah,
Right?
rightfully so.
But I'm going to give you more to hate. Just stay tuned.
You gonna get your first one tonight. Give me the rock.
Right, we're gonna stop and get some chicken.
Right.
So we laugh about that. You ride with me, gonna get that chicken.
Yeah. Did you ever heard that story that the scouts were coming?
Came to
see him.
and saw Willie Mays.
They'll come on Wednesday to catch me.
Team they went to, we don't beat them 4 out of 5 times, so, maybe they'll help them out.
Thompson is overtaking Hoop. There's no question that Thompson is taking over.
They got the best blacks and they got the best whites.
Man. Mike Steele,
What's up, Coach?
what's happening with you, man?
Man, you the man, baby. You the man.
Birmingham, surrounding areas,
Yes,
Alabama, the whole southeast region, the nation. Y'all see who on the screen, man. Y'all see this young man. This my guy, Coach Connell Maynor. Coach, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, man. You guys doing a great job, and it's an honor for me to be on here.
Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Coach. Especially right here at the week and the week of Magic City Classic. I mean, I told him that's the most important week and weekend in the state of Alabama.
It is. It is.
So, Coach, we appreciate you giving us a little time. So, man, listen, I was looking through, I was checking your information out. I'm trying to figure out. Coach, you're a handsome man now. I ain't taking nothing from you, okay? Let me say that first. But how you get that pretty young lady you got, man?
Well, I've been told once or twice that I punted my coverage. But
He got punted his coverage.
how would they say? Some people say that.
Hey, Coach, that was my next line. Coach, y'all kick your coverage down.
I punted in college. Y'all didn't know that. See?
I know, we did.
Yeah, see, I punted in college my sophomore year, and then half of my junior year. I was player of the year my junior and senior year. So when I was punting, people would start trying to hit my leg and take the 15-yard penalty, try to get me out the game.
For the offense.
So Coach was like, that's it. You're not punting no more. After the second one, we kind of figured out people were trying to take me out. So Coach was like, that's it. You're not punting anymore. So, I hit a couple boomerangs in college. So that's probably how I got her.
I hear you, Doc. I hear you, baby. I hear you. Well, Birmingham, man, listen, we are elated. I was telling Mike, man, we've had some guests.
Yes, sir.
But I said, man, I said, shoot, I need some gummies, man. I said, talking to Coach,
You need
man.
some THC.
My nerves bad, man. I'm talking to the big dog.
We got a
big
legend, baby.
dog.
We got a legend in the building,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, and just to speak to some of that, man, we started this show, Jay started this show. A lot of people kind of doubted, some of the guests that we have on the show. I mean, but it's just a testament what God can do.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I mean, like my motto is nobody's too big or too small to be on this platform.
Coach,
thank you.
I just left, and we were listening. My wife was listening to Coach, not Coach, but Pastor Mike, and he referenced, "You have not, cause you ask not."
I mean, that's been your saying for a minute too. Go ahead. Though.
So, through one of the former quarterbacks up there at A&M, Jay Roberson and Coach Farrier, hey, thank you guys for helping us connect with Coach Maynor and getting him on the show. And we're going to be mindful of your time, so we'll go ahead and get to it. But
yes, sir.
I just wanted to say thanks to those guys and thank you again, okay?
No problem.
Yes, sir. Coach, so you mentioned a little quarterback. You played a little quarterback in college, huh?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. I told you earlier, I played a little quarterback in high school, okay? But now,
a little.
Just a little, now, just a little. So, were you throwing the thing around, or were you, run? What were you doing as a quarterback now?
I was a dual threat. Okay. Quarterback. I want to throw the football. I love to throw the football, but sometimes the protection may break down, or the guys are covered. Then I pull it down and run.
Right.
I probably, me and Charlie Ward, one of the probably first dual threat quarterbacks, where we can run the ball or throw the ball. We're kind of in the same era. So, it's just call them dual threat quarterbacks nowadays.
Okay. So now you take it on from well, let me tell the audience. So you did a year at Winston-Salem State University, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you transfer. Why did you go on to A&T, North Carolina A&T?
Well, I'm just be honest. Coach Hayes was the head football coach. He came down to my high school, and he said he didn't have but half a scholarship left, and so I took the half a scholarship, went to Winston. He actually thought the plans for me to be the third string quarterback, which we went to camp. We had a battle of a junior and a senior, and I wasn't in that because, of course, I was a true freshman. So we had a quarterback controversy with those guys, contest, and after game one, they didn't play very good. And game two, we played A&T. We played FCS football program, and right before halftime, Coach put me in the game with probably about 40 seconds left, and I drove the team down, got a couple first downs, and the clock ran out.
Okay.
So Coach wanted to play me the second half, and the other coaches talked him out of it. We went on to lose the game. We got a bye week. Coach calls me into his office and says, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting you. What you think?"
So what you think?
You give me a choice, Coach?
I don't know, Coach.
I said, "What you waiting for? Let's go."
What you say? I've been wondering what took you so long.
Yeah. And he looked me right in my eye and said, "That's what I wanted to hear. I want to hear from you."
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And so he said, "I'm going to start you this week." And so we had a bye week. I started the next week. We went on to go 8-1. We went to the playoffs. We won the CIAA championship. Coach Hayes got the offer from A&T. They fired their coach, Mo Forte. They hired Coach. Coach said he wanted me to go with him. So the thing about that, the next week, Coach voted again. He got 10 coaches. He voted on who should be the starter.
Okay.
So the junior got 5 votes. The senior got 5 votes. And I got 1 vote. And that came from Bill Hayes, the head football coach. So when he said he wanted me to go with him, I'm not going to stay with somebody who want me to play.
Yeah.
Right. I'm loyal. So he was loyal to me to give me the opportunity. Yeah. So that's why I left and went with him to North Carolina A&T.
There it is.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, no brainer. No brainer. Hey, I tricked him, though. I said, "Hey, Coach, I don't know, man. They got, I love baseball. Baseball my first love." I said, "You let me play baseball, I go."
He was like,
okay. We said, okay.
Come on. Yeah, that's how
he pulled that trump card on it.
Yeah, I was going to go regardless.
Yeah, right.
But he didn't.
But you had some incentive when you pulled that card.
So actually, I played baseball, too, at A&T. And the year I had to sit out the next year, I played baseball. So I actually played baseball 4 years there and football 3.
Man, we learned. Well, look,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
So what position you played in baseball?
Shortstop, third, center field, pitch.
Wow, man, beautiful.
Okay. In that infield, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Short and third all my life,
Wow.
man.
Okay, Coach. I hear you, baby. Coach, talk to me about your professional time. You playing ball professionally.
Yeah, I played arena football for 12 years. And I went to Tampa, and I actually had to back up Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden's the starting quarterback. They just won a championship. And so I was backing up Jay. We were still winning. And I used to tell Coach Markham every day, I said, "Coach, you point shaving." And because he wasn't playing me, I said, "You point shaving."
Okay.
And so, I mean, I was an athlete. I in practice, I didn't even play quarterback in practice. I played wide receiver. I was the other team wide receiver.
Wow.
And I'm beating our guys. I'm beating our guys left and right in practice. So that's why I was really telling Coach, you point shaving, because you're not playing me at quarterback, you're not playing me at receiver. You should have me on the field somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. There's a spot somewhere for you.
Yeah. So lo and behold, 3 years go by. We win 2 championships in 3 years. And then Jay retires and goes into coaching.
Okay.
And so I asked Markham, I said, "Coach, am I going to be the starter? I'm going to let you compete." And he brought in Peter Tom Willis. And
I remember those guys.
Yeah. And so I was like, "You know what, Coach? You're not going to let me play." I said, "I'm good." So I left. I went to New York, and I got to New York, and they drafted Mike Perez, who was one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Okay.
And so I backed up Mike, but I played some wide receiver.
Okay.
I actually
Okay.
The arena rules is, if you go in, if you start the quarter, you can go back in. You go out and go back in. But if you don't start the quarter, if you go in, once you come out, that's it. You can't go back in. So I was kind of caught in between a catch-22 to where if I played and I came out and was dead and the quarterback got hurt, we wouldn't have another quarterback.
Right.
So they couldn't play me unless it was at the end of the quarter and we had the ball.
Wow.
So I started playing like that, and I started getting one possession, and I was scoring touchdowns. I think the first time he did it, I got 3 possessions. I had 3 catches for 99 yards and 3 touchdowns.
So, Coach, you just not no coach, man. You an athlete too now. You ain't playing around.
I wasn't playing, man. I wound up with
I wasn't playing with him.
I told Coach he was point shaving, man.
Hey,
But I wound up with 642 yards, 16 touchdowns at wide receiver that year in part-time, playing part-time. So at the end of that year, the Arena League magazine called me and said I was the #1 two-way player coming back next year.
Wow.
And was I going to continue to play wide receiver? I told them no. I said, no, I'm not going to continue to play wide receiver. I said, I'm a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I came to this league as a quarterback. I just did that to help out the team. I said, I'm a quarterback by nature. And so the next year, Jay traded for me in Orlando.
Okay.
Because I backed him up for 3 years so he knew I could play.
Right.
And I wasn't starting. And then the starter got hurt with 4 games left in 3 games left at the end of the season. And we were 5-8. We was 5-8. We won all 3 games to get to 8-8, and we got in the playoffs as the number 8 seed. They only took 8 teams. Guess who we had to go play in the first round of the playoff?
New York. Tampa. Okay.
Where I started at and set the bench for 10 years.
Right.
So I go back as the number 8 seed. They the number 1 seed on the road and beat them at their place.
You ain't light them up, did you?
Right. So now I'm 4-0 as a starter in arena football. We go on the road week 2 to play the number 2 team in the playoffs, and we beat them. So now I'm 5-0 as a starter. Now we're in the Arena Bowl, we're in the championship. And we lost that game by, I think, 9 points, like 63-54 or something like that. And I'm 5-1 as a starter. And I come back the next year as a starter, and we win the Arena Bowl. I was 12-3, the MVP of the Arena Bowl. We won the whole thing. So I proved that I was a quarterback and not a wide receiver. I could play the position of wide receiver, but I wanted to play quarterback. And I just waited my opportunity, not like these guys do today with this transfer portal. I waited my turn. I was a great teammate. And then when I got my opportunity, like I always tell our guys, you can prove somebody wrong because you can prove them right. If I go in there and mess up, they say, okay, see, that's why I didn't play it. I was right. No. Or you can prove them wrong and you go out there and make plays. So that was kind of, I played 12 years and then I coached a couple years in arena football. And actually in 2000, I was part-time quarterback coach at Fayetteville State, and I still played arena football in 2000 when I won the championship. So I played till 2006, and then I retired from arena and went full-time on the big field and coached 3 more years at Fayetteville and then got my first head coaching job at Winston-Salem in 2000.
Now, does Fayetteville still have a program, Coach?
Yeah. They won a couple of championships. They won a championship last year. They got another good football team this year.
What conference are they in?
CIAA.
CIAA.
Yeah, they in there with Winston, St. Aug, Shaw.
Yeah, it's the opposite of SAIC.
Union.
Coach, you mean to tell me you went back to they let you come? I said let you come back to Winston-Salem.
Huh? Yeah. But guess what? Bill Hayes was the AD. You see how this world worked? You know?
Full circle.
Yeah, he was my coach, and then he got the AD job, and he called me and say, "Hey, I'm about to go take this job at Winston. You want to coach? You want to be the head coach?
Never burn a bridge, baby."
So again, it was almost the exact same question, like, can you do it? Are you ready?
Right.
And
I was like, should I start you?
Yeah.
Coach, you know it's a book. It's a book in all this. What I just heard. Now, have you written a book yet?
No, but my agent want me to do one. So
let me give you the title. You ready?
Yeah.
Man in the Arena.
Man in the arena. And the arena could stand. It's a metaphor.
Yeah, and we go. Yeah. Just that's that whole story from all that with arena ball, receiver, quarterback, moving around. That's,
coaching too.
Man, and as well as coach,
in the
man
arena.
in the arena.
Yeah, that's a metaphor.
We won a championship in 09. I was offensive coordinator at Philadelphia Soul with Jaworski and Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
We won Arena Bowl in 09, and that was my last year.
Hey, well, look here, man. Just mention me some and send me a free book. You know, you name it that. All right.
All right.
Coach, man, you brought up because it's on my little topic list, that transfer portal. Man, how, and that was my question, how difficult is it? What are you finding and your coaches finding yourself doing now with trying to navigate with that transfer portal, keeping your players, and also seeing what's out there in the portal that can still help your program?
Man, it's tough. It's tough. You know, you got to really do your homework and see why these guys are leaving, talk to their coaches, talk to them, ask them what's their reason why they're leaving, then talk to the coach and ask them, and make sure they both on the same page, and not the kid is giving you one thing and coach says another reason why he left. We know everybody miss on kids, so, you know, the big schools miss on kids too. That's what we want. Well, I mean, that's what we don't want. We don't want a kid they missed on, because the kid they missed on can't help us. They can't help us level. You know, those guys think they're going to come down to FCS and just dominate. Then they get down here and say, hold on, these guys just as good as we were.
Right.
And, you know, in college football, I mean, you know, the difference between our level and their level is interior linemen.
That's it.
That's what.
Yeah,
That's
skill
what
guys
you're
are
saying.
skill guys, man. You know, everybody can run and catch the ball. You know,
That's right.
and cover. So it comes down to the interior line, them guys weighing on, and scholarships. They get 85. We only get 63.
Yeah.
So now you got 3 teams. You know, and we got 2 teams. So
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
that's the difference. But
Yeah.
you know, you really got to do your homework on these kids and make sure. And what I tell them is, look, man, I want a football player. You know, if you want the perks, the stipends, all this stuff, stay where you at and sit the bench.
Yeah.
That's why you're leaving.
Right.
Hey, that's what you want.
It's
Stay
playing
there
time.
and have your apartment, have your stipend, and don't get no playing time. Okay, just stay there and get that. But if you want to play and this is what you want to do, then come on down here. Let's play some football, have some fun.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Because we don't have everything those schools have.
No.
We
No.
can't give you that. Okay, so if you want to play football, this is the place for you. Okay, if you want all those perks,
if you can play, they're gonna find you.
right?
That's right.
If you're gonna play, they can find you. Man.
Yeah.
They gonna find you. They gonna look at the tape. Nick Saban can't get you drafted. Deion Sanders can't get you drafted. Connell Maynor can't get you drafted. They gonna put your tape on. If you open their eyes when they put the tape on, you're gonna get drafted. If you don't, they're gonna shut your tape off no matter where you at. Colorado, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, or Alabama A&M.
I hear you, baby. I hear you, Coach. Coach, you brought up. I wasn't going. Actually, I didn't have a question about Coach Prime or Coach Sanders. I call him Deion, but that's from his playing days. How was it having him in the SWAC with you guys?
It was great. It was great, man. I think he was a very positive influence on Jackson State and the SWAC and HBCUs. I mean, he's one of a kind. I told many people, you know, you talking about hiring another NFL coach. It's only one prime time. It's only one guy that moves the needle the way prime time moved the needle. So you can't just say, okay, we're gonna go get us an ex-NFL player. No, you're not. They're not gonna do what Prime did. Prime is Prime. Look at what he's doing in Colorado.
Right.
All the fanfare the first 3 weeks he had in Colorado. You know, that's what he brings. That's what he presents. And nobody else can do that. I tell people, I tell y'all, the only other person I think that can move the needle that way is Ray Lewis. Because Ray Lewis is a motivated speaker and he was a great football player.
Wow.
So them other guys, you talking about hiring all these other guys, we had ex-NFL coaches before in our leagues that didn't do anything or were just average coaches or above average coaches that didn't just excel and, you know. So it ain't about that. And then you take away opportunities from assistants, coordinators that paid the price, been in HBCU all their life, working their way up the ladder, and then they don't get opportunity because now you say, okay, we're gonna go to NFL, ex-NFL guys. Okay, let's take me for example. 13 years ago, if they was doing this, then I would have got my opportunity to be a head football coach. So, and I paid my dues. I've been to HBCU all my life. Winston-Salem State, Fayetteville State, A&T, Hampton University, Alabama A&M. Okay, so this is what I've dedicated my life to.
Right.
And then you want to take that opportunity away from me and give it to somebody who's never even been to a HBCU before?
Wow.
That ain't fair. I know life ain't fair,
Right.
but
that's really not fair.
So much work for this,
Right.
this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that the ADs and the presidents need to stick with the guys that's been there, paid the price, and wait for their opportunities. These guys can coach. Right. These guys can coach too. It's X's and O's. Okay. Right. Now, if you think you're gonna get a couple extra recruits, you might get one or two, but I mean, I don't know. You know, like I said, it's only one Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mike, man, you know, and I asked that question after Coach brought it up, but
yes, sir.
To be honest with you, the word was before he came to the SWAC, Coach Maynor was that's the headline.
Right.
I mean, now and I hear a lot of that, man. You got a little acting background.
Oh yeah, I did.
Come tell about it, acting, man.
Coach, you ain't do no Western, did you?
No, man.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, Coach.
Remember the Titans with Denzel? I was Rev. When Rev got hurt and Sunshine had to come in and save the day.
Yeah.
I was Rev. That was me on the ground laying acting like I was hurt. And then I did some safety scenes, but they couldn't put my face on them because I was 30 at the time. And it was a high school movie, so
right.
They couldn't put my face on there. But yeah, I was Rev and Remember the Titans. And then Any Given Sunday, I was Jamie Foxx stunt double. So I threw all the passes. I jumped over the top. Got the helmet knocked off. All those was me. Only thing I didn't do was throw up. Remember the throw up scene on the field?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Will it be?
I don't throw up, baby. I don't throw up.
Oh man, that's why I love this show.
Steaming Willie Beam.
Steaming Willie Beam. So we had a kid on a couple of weeks ago. His last name was Beeman, and Jay started singing the song, and we had to stop because we know the song is graphic. You know, some of the stuff that he says in the song, but it just brought back memories.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach, we wanted to cover everything, man. That's all
fun.
right.
That is great.
How was it working? Let me ask you this. How was it working with Jim Brown, man, being around that joker?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Man, let me tell y'all ain't gonna believe this. Okay, so when I did Remember the Titans. Okay, let me tell y'all this. If I start thinking, I had a lot of concussions I had to play through. Okay, they don't let you play no more concussions, but I had to play. I played in games. I don't even remember what happened in the second half.
In real life, right? Cause me too.
Life.
I remember that though.
Yeah. So sometimes I start thinking because I had a lot of concussions. But yeah, Remember the Titans? Okay, the only real star in the movie was Denzel Washington. Right. Okay, so Denzel was the star, and so I seen Denzel. It wasn't. I was a stunt double for Rev, but I also a stunt double for Jamie Foxx. But it just wasn't the same. Denzel didn't come out as much.
Okay.
You know, he stayed back. But the guys I was the stunt doubles for and the stars in that movie was all younger.
Yeah.
I never seen any of them in a movie before.
Yeah.
Before I did Remember the Titans. And they was all acting like they didn't been acting for 30 years. And like they was kind of standoffish, you know what I'm saying? They weren't very friendly. Man. Yeah. And so go do Remember, and I did that after Any Given Sunday. So I did go do Any Given Sunday, and you got Jim Brown. Me and Jim Brown play golf probably 3 or 4 rounds. Me and LT played golf probably 20 rounds. We played Doral.
What?
We used to play for cart fee, $30, man. We played. This is no lie. Me and Jim Brown played till the light went out.
I believe it.
I mean, not Jim Brown.
LT. I believe it. That's what
we played till it got dark.
Yeah.
You know, if it was off day, we might play 45 holes, guys.
I don't believe.
Yeah, we'll play 18, get some lunch, go back, play 18 more,
and we'll look and see if we got enough light. He's like, what you want to do? We'll play 9 more. What else were we going to do? My wife wasn't there. My wife was back working. We on this off doing the movie. I mean, it was like unbelievable. Me and Jamie and LL, we all went and played basketball. Bill Bellamy, we all went shot basketball.
Coach, you got it right there, book, man.
Yeah, you got it right.
Bill Bellamy is, when he comes to Huntsville to the comedy club, he calls me, he give me backstage passes, and I take some of my coaches out and things of that nature. So we still keep in contact to this day. I think when I played in Houston, we played what's our team in Houston?
Titans.
No, in our league.
Texas Southern.
Texas Southern.
Yeah.
Texas Southern. See, I told you, that's one of my concussions, right?
I hear you, baby.
So Texas Southern, we go to Texas Southern, and we play that Saturday. That Friday, Bill had a comedy show in Texas, like 10 minutes from my hotel. So I called him up. He left me some passes at the door, and I took my wife and my brother.
Beautiful.
And we went to see Bill in Texas do a show a Friday night before we played Texas Southern. So it was great, man, meeting all Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, Ricky Waters was in the movie, T.O. was in the movie.
Beautiful.
So that was me throwing the T.O. and Bill Bellamy was he had a stunt double too. So that wasn't him catching the balls for me.
Okay.
You don't have to tell us that, Coach. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, the kicker was I'm on the field in a tent with all the stars. Cameron Diaz, Bill Bellamy, Jamie, the rest of the cast that was doing the football movie. We was in locker room. So actually I had my stuff in the locker room, but I actually could sit out up under the tent, the big tent where all the stars were. So I was under there most of the time. Now, sometimes I stay back and wait for my scene or my part. I stay back in the locker room and play some cards, play some poker, whatever.
Talk along.
Okay. Spades. You know,
you are black.
And and so when I'm out up under the tent, we say, who we waiting for? Wait every day, waiting for Al Pacino and Dennis Quaid. Every day.
Man.
So Al come out. He got his little sports jacket on, and he grab a ball. We get about 10 yards apart, and we just play catch, man. We did that probably 4 or 5 times. I'm just playing catch with the guy.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful, man.
I'm gonna show you.
Golly.
Put him on the screen, Mike.
I'm gonna take him off for a minute. Let's wait till you get back.
Oh wow!
What? That's amazing. Hold on, Coach. Stay right there, Coach.
Mike. Leave it.
Stay right there, Coach.
Okay, Coach with the mustache. Look at you.
Look at you. Hey, Coach, you got the Under Armour on when it first came out too.
That's it. That's in 2000.
Under Armour came out in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah, 98. I think.
So you there with the Godfather?
Oh yeah. See, so everybody else wasn't able to get pictures and stuff with him, and so since I was right down there with him every day, I got my pictures early. So the last day, I have my pictures, and I got a couple of them to autograph some of them. But yeah, I was able. That was one day that we just after we finished tossing some balls. It was unbelievable, man. How friendly they were, how nice they were. Who is this guy?
Hold on, Coach.
Let me put it up.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Him and Jamie.
Yeah, that's you and Jamie. Yeah.
He was my stunt double.
So he was your stunt double.
Yeah, he was my stunt double. I let him ride my Lambo right there.
Yeah. Oh man, and that was when Jamie. That's before he won his first Academy too.
Yeah.
This movie helped him. This movie took him to the next level.
Yeah.
Because you know how actors get framed or
they get
as
cast. Only could do one part.
Yeah. They always cast it for police part or always cast it for a doctor part. This proved that he could be a serious actor. He could do anything, you know. And so this really jumped his career off. I need to let him know too. I need.
That's what's
Oh
up,
man, hey,
Oh, he was cool, man. Me and Jamie
Man.
was cool, man. He really
but Coach
was.
Matt,
Him and LL did get in the
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
yeah. Let's talk about it. So I know that was true, but Coach Matt, but to speak to that experience, Jay, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that was an experience for you that you'll never forget, and I can hear how you speak to it too, man. A lot of people, man, wish they had the opportunity to be in that situation you was in, man. Big ups to you, Coach.
But you know what? I tell y'all guys, I use this in my speeches to parents and recruits. And what I tell the recruits is, man, I had a great career, great playing career. I played 12 years in arena football. I did movies, and guess what? I'm still working. I'm still coaching. So that tells you that if you play in the league 3 or 4 years, that's great. But what are you gonna do the rest of your life?
Man, that's powerful.
You got to get that degree, man. You got to get that degree. If you come here, that's what
I'm dropping the bomb, Coach.
Real world, you know. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So, I tell them NFL, you know, it stands for not for long, but it's the best part-time temporary job you can ever have if you're fortunate enough to have it, because it don't last. Okay, and the average lifespan 3.8 years. Okay, so 3.8 years. Now you're 27 years old. You're out of the league.
What you doing? What's next? What's next, Coach?
You gonna have a degree. Everybody thinking you got all this money because you played in the league. All you kinfolk still calling you. Everybody still want money from you. You ain't got no money because you made the minimum. Uncle Sam took half of that. You had to fly your cousin up there. You could fly your brother up there. Fly 13 different girls up there. Your mama and daddy.
Coach,
you ain't got no money.
Coach had 13 different girls.
Now what you gonna do? Now you got to get that degree, man. You got
to get it, man.
Coach, man, hey, man.
But you know what, guys? I think to be an HBCU, to help these young men to come from broken homes, just like I came from a broken home.
That's right.
Okay? If I can make it, you can
do it too.
Yeah. But you got to have this story that don't use that for excuse to beat on somebody, to rob somebody, to shoot somebody, whatever you may do. You use that for
as a reason.
You move for motivation not to do that stuff.
Yes, sir.
And that you can make it. You know, we like to make excuses. I tell them all the time, it's two types of people make excuses. Deadbeat dads and losers. That's what they do. Deadbeat dads and losers. That's what they make excuses. Hey, I ain't got no money this week. I was gonna get you those shoes. Why ain't come to the game? Something. No, this is what I teach. I teach winners and making guys fathers, because what fathers do and what winners do is they find a way. Find a way to feed your family. Find a way to put shoes on their feet. Find a way to put clothes on their back. Find a way to put a roof over their head. Find a way to make the play. Find a way to get a stop. Find a way to score. Find a way to win the game. Find a way to graduate. That's what winners do. That's what fathers do.
Coach, I'm ready to play right now, man.
Coach, what?
I'm ready to suit up right now, Coach.
Give me a number. I need number 3, Coach. Can I get number 3?
Number 3 what?
He got
jersey number 3.
Yeah, that's my jersey number.
I'm ready to play right now.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I don't want but one play though.
That's it. One play.
Coach, man, you got these Hornets on the radar, man. Tough one last year. Close one. What are you gonna be talking about this week? What does this Magic City Classic week look like for you?
Know, the Bible says better to give than receive.
Okay.
Right?
Preach, brother. Preach.
So I won the first 4. I decided to give them one last year.
Oh, that's a sound bite, Coach.
But giving is over with now.
Give it over. Yeah. So you done all you gonna do.
Yeah, that's it. He didn't say give them 2. He said give them 1.
Give what?
Better give than receive. So I gave my 1. Now it's back time to start winning.
Yes, sir. I hear you, baby.
We like to have fun. Me and Eddie, I know Eddie. Eddie know me. We played against each other. Y'all didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
See? You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we've been learning something new since we got you on this show.
We won the MEAC, and we played against the SWAC champs in the
CIAA?
No. See, that's one of my concussion moments. But it was a bowl game, and we played in Miami. We played Alabama State.
Yeah, it was Pioneer, I think.
Pioneer Bowl.
Yeah.
Pioneer. And,
that's right.
We played Alabama State. Eddie Robinson was the linebacker. I was quarterback. And
in the early 90s. This is the 90s.
In the 90s, 91.
They beat us. They beat us pretty good too. We had a good defense and a good offense. They had a good offense, a good defense, and they ran a lot of trick plays on us. I ain't gonna lie. They ran about.
I remember this, Jay.
Yeah.
I remember this.
And like 6 of them worked. So we had a stout defense, and they were like, man, we can't do nothing. They tricked players to death, man.
Wow.
And we did go out, though. We did go out. And I told my team, you got to live with the decision that you make. Our defense, we had 2 vans, and the defensive captains came to me and say they wanted to go to the club. And they knew they couldn't go unless they got approval for me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, shoot, we already won the championship. Let's go. We went Rolexes, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
We're very familiar.
So we celebrated Friday night. They celebrated Saturday night because they kicked our butt. And so I use that for my team too.
Well, Coach, let me say this here. I am a South Florida guy, born and raised. So I definitely understand. Yeah. Right. And when you speak of Lawrence Taylor, his best friend is Ricky Jackson.
Okay.
Which is from my hometown.
All right.
Pahokee, Florida. The Glaze.
Right.
Bell Glade. I'm sure you're familiar with the Muck. You had
Hey, let me tell y'all. When y'all talk to Eddie, Eddie, Coach Maynor told us to ask you about the Pioneer Bowl when y'all went 1-on-1 and he shook you.
Coach.
He gonna say he lying. He gonna say he told that story in the Classic last year. He left the mic. He went first, so he left. He was limping, right? He was limping, holding his hip. So I told him, I said, when we played in the Pioneer Bowl in '91, I said it was me and Eddie. I said he came in the hole and I saw him. I said, "Shit!" I said, and his hip never recovered. As you can see.
Coach, man, you invaluable, dog. You are priceless, brother. You are priceless.
Boy,
Coach said he hit it with a little something.
He said, "Where did he go?"
And his hip still
never recovered.
And his hip still bad.
I made out hip surgery last year.
That's good stuff right now.
So he always say he'll never forget that game because they beat us. I told him, well, you never forget me neither because I got you in limping for the rest of your life.
There you go, Coach. There you go.
Oh
baby.
my God.
We have a lot of fun, man.
That's all right. That's good stuff though, Jay.
So what I mean, like I said, I had those relatives up there at A&M, and man, they take it serious. And I know you guys.
Hey, I know. You know what? This is what they tell me. I can do your job and mine. Okay, the Magic City Classic. Okay, when I first got the job, they say, Coach, all you got to do is win homecoming and win the Magic City Classic.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Just win Magic City Classic and win homecoming.
Homecoming.
And you good.
You good.
Oh, you think I want to go 2-9 every year?
Right.
What's the purpose of coaching?
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. So just this year, I seen a guy. He said, Coach. I said, what's up? He said, just win one game. I said, huh? He said, just win one game. I said, the Classic. He said, that's it. Just win the Classic. Just so happened, I was with the president, Dr. Wim. And I said, hey, come here, sir. Tell him that. He told him. He said, hey, all Coach got to do is win the Classic. He just win the Classic. He good. I said, you hear that, Doc? He said, win the Classic, I'm good.
I'm good.
So that's how it is. That's the atmosphere around here. They want to win that Classic.
And win homecoming.
Now, of course, they wanted to beat your boys, too, Tuskegee.
Yeah.
They wanted to beat those guys pretty bad, too.
I remember playing against A&M, man, in the early 90s. And it was like they were dominant, man. When I played at Miles, and it was like they was in the SIAC at that point in time. Correct. It was like the team. It was like, and I played Tuskegee and we played other schools. Tuskegee always had a tough team too, but A&M was one of those teams where it was like the epitome of SIAC football.
Yeah, it's you like I was telling a partner of mine. I said, man, we bringing a guy in that's in the top 4 recognizable faces in the state. You got your Alabama Auburn, we got you and Coach Rob.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah, in the state.
So
Yeah.
that's, man, you at a prestigious spot and you're doing a great job. We appreciate your time, man. What these Bulldogs got to look forward to on Saturday, man? You already told them, said giving is over, so what you want to tell them?
Well, you know, I always have a little bit of fuel to throw on fire, but I did that with the giving is over. They'll just, you know, HBCU coaches, and especially me and Eddie, we got good relationships, so I can say stuff like that and don't go any further. And
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
big
sir.
deal about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, some coaches you can't do that with.
Right.
No.
We found out. But anyway, if they know me,
Yeah.
they know me. They know who I am. They know who I like to joke. They know I like to have fun. And listen, I ain't pulling my own string, but y'all know I've probably been the best guest all year.
Yeah,
Hands down.
Hey, Coach.
This is what I do. This is what I do. Don't take it the wrong way.
No, man.
This is what I bring. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being myself.
Right.
Yeah.
And having some fun. I'm not the coach. Yes. They outplayed us. We have to improve. We have to get to the drawing board. Come on, man. Nobody want to hear that crap.
Right.
Tell the people what they want to hear. They ask you a question, answer the question honestly. You know, and that's what I do. And I tell people, hey, listen, now, if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't going to sugarcoat it.
Wow.
You know? So it's just who I am. But
Yes,
if
sir.
you know me, you understand, hey, man.
We appreciate this guy, man.
This guy's a great guy. He's a man of God. And I heard y'all tell Coach he been married 27 years. I've been married 28 years, bro. 28.
Okay, look at you. Hey, boy, look at, hey, like I told you, I don't know how this joker did it, but we gonna talk. We gonna talk later.
What are you talking about him? Well, he's a nice looking guy, though.
He ain't that nice looking.
Hey, how about this? How about this?
Go
Put him up.
Look, which one my wife?
There you go.
Oh, hey, it's hard for me to tell.
Yeah.
But that's your daughter, too?
Yeah, that's my wife and my daughter.
Oh, my God. You got some, they're beautiful, Coach. No disrespect.
Thank you. Thank you.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
But you a nice looking guy, though, man. We straight. I'm a Sigma. This guy over here is an Alpha. You know, we don't play.
Coach, you played anything in college or Arthur?
No, I didn't. I didn't play anything. I was already.
Refine me.
I was already a big man on campus. I didn't even.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, man.
We're going to get you off this show, Coach.
Hey, man, I'm trying to see if I got anything else for Coach, man.
Yeah, he got practice, Coach.
You're right.
He got practice.
Yeah, Coach Farrell just text me.
Hotel, motel,
Holiday Inn.
The party don't start till Coach walks in.
So they got time to wait, huh? Well, Coach,
Boy,
man,
I tell you.
this, appreciate you. And you definitely have been
The best
and
guest.
we have had some good ones, but it's hands down. It's not even a competition. But thank you for your time. Man, we're going to be checking you guys out.
Yes, sir.
Good luck on Saturday. Y'all have fun this week. And, man.
Don't be no strangers to this show, Coach.
Definitely.
Hey, man, y'all know I love y'all, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, we
Yes,
love
sir.
you too,
I'm gonna come
Coach.
back on y'all show if y'all get y'all clock fixed.
Oh, we got to. Oh, Coach, we went over.
Okay. Yeah. Put it on us.
Yeah. He been having a good time,
Right.
but they going to put it on us.
Coach, man, God bless you, man. Hey, God bless those Bulldogs up there, man. Y'all, like I said, have a good week, and we will see you hopefully this weekend, man. If not, we'll see you next year around the same time.
All right,
No,
man.
we're gonna see him soon,
I'll
man.
definitely come back on next year, all right?
Definitely, man. Take care.
All right, love, Coach.
God bless.
All right,
right.
peace, man. God bless you.
Yeah.
Peace.
Hey, man, you know, high school is where it's built at. So I'm as much as the portal helps you out, I think those high school coaches, man, they do a great job. And so a lot of respect for them. They really have their work cut out for them.
There you go. Birmingham, Montgomery, Huntsville. We have Coach E-Rob, Eddie Robinson
In the building.
Jr. Is that correct?
That's a junior on there. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Man, appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure.
Yes, sir. Coach, let's start right there. A lot of people, and I'm sure you've gotten it a lot, they want to know, is there any relationship with Coach Eddie Robinson?
No, not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. You know, he was still in the conference when I was here, so definitely had a good friendship with him and his family. Still talk with his grandson sometime, and so just one of the most classiest guys in all of college football. A great American, and it was a pleasure to compete against him, and then to know him afterwards, just going to the different banquets and having a good conversation. I tell you, if anybody has not been to that Eddie Robinson Museum, it's something that, you know, Grambling is a destination, so you have to be going there, but it's definitely worth the trip.
I hear you, baby. Hey, Coach Rob, hey, he was one of my fraternity brothers.
Absolutely.
Eddie Robinson is?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
He should have been a Sigma the way he went.
Well, we got this young man on here, 1911 guy, you know.
Oh, is it Kappa? 1911? Oh, Mega. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, keep guessing. You get it right eventually.
Hey, busy, huh? Good stuff, man. Now let me ask you this: you're from New Orleans, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, did your dad do any work or anything at the Superdome?
Yeah, my dad was the event coordinator, so he was at the Superdome. So, you know, I grew up watching the Bayou Classic. I actually would always root for Southern. So my dad went to Southern in New Orleans, and all my family and most of New Orleans people be more Southern from Grambling. But of course, we would always have the best band in the halftime show. But Eddie Robinson and those Grambling Tigers, man, they were tough to beat in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they were.
Heck,
yes, sir.
I met your dad before, man, and actually talked to him. Back in the day, I was trying to put on a classic and actually talk with your dad before. So that's why that's why I knew you weren't, you know, Coach Rob's son and so on. So, but I was wondering, was there any kind of relationship, you know, in there?
Yeah, not that I know of, but hey, you never know. You keep poking around that family tree, you never know what you come up with.
Yes, sir.
Especially with us.
Yep.
Coach, we're gonna talk about the classic. You know, that's what we're here to talk about. But just to let everybody know, you played 11 years in the league.
Yeah, 11 years. Was blessed. You know, came out of Alabama State, started off as a walk-on. You know, got a little bit better. Coach Markham just kept believing in me and kept pushing me and to get better each year. Had some really good defensive coaches. Coach Pritchard is a high school coach now, and then also Coach Jerome Harper was my defense coordinator. So those guys just kept pushing me. Was a second-round draft pick. Started out with the Houston Oilers, then went with the Jacksonville Jaguars for a couple years, then with the Titans, and one cold year in Buffalo. But it was a great career, man. I loved it. Played in a lot of great playoff games and was able to play in the Super Bowl with Steve McNair and had some great guys, some great SWAC guys. So it was, I tell everybody, man, it's a great way to make a living. If you can do it that way, it's perfect. And I was really blessed to do it for a long time.
So now you just mentioned Steve.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that had to been 91.
Yeah, 91.
91, you guys played. They came down to Crampton Bowl and played. I came and watched that.
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, man. Steve was one of those guys. I mean, even as a freshman, you knew he was something special. You know, we finished 2-14 once Warren Moon was traded. And so everybody was thinking, hey, should we draft this Air McNair kid? So I was standing on the table like, hey, man, yes, please. And so started off as a slow start, but, man, once he got going, you know, he was a offensive MVP. Just a great guy, you know, still miss him. I know the SWAC still misses him. I know his brother Fred still misses him, but he just did a whole lot on and off the field. He was just a great guy. I think everybody played hard for him, and that's the type of guy you want in that position. You want to have a leader.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Man, you from New Orleans, ended up, now you say you would watch Southern and Grambling every year, Thanksgiving, but decided to go to Alabama State. So did Coach Rob back then, did he try to recruit you?
Yeah, you know, I was playing offensive line and then defensive end, so I was a little undersized, probably out of position.
Okay.
And so went up to Alabama State as a walk-on. So one thing that helped me to choose a SWAC school was Southern. It's Coach Dewey, old school coach, used to be at John McDonough High School. He was on the coaching staff at Southern. So we were at one of the basketball tournaments there, and with the SWAC schools playing, and he said, "Hey man, whatever you do, stay SWAC and stay black." And so when I'm recruiting today, I tell kids that same thing. If you don't come to Alabama State, stay SWAC and stay black. Pick another SWAC school or pick a HBCU. And so you know, for me, it's just a lot of love amongst all of the schools. You know, of course, you know, we compete and we only hate each other one day out of the year. After that, I mean, I'm rooting for our SWAC schools and HBCUs whenever we play, especially when we're going out to conference. So we definitely got to represent each other and all stay together. You know, we're one big family at the end of the day.
Okay. And Coach, you said offensive line. And what did you say on defensive end?
Yeah, defensive end, outside linebacker. So I was just in there trying to get it. Probably, I was one of those unselfish guys. If the coach said, hey, we needed somebody to do it, then I went and did it with all I had, and it paid off in the end. So
you raise your hand, huh, Coach? Can you do it? I can do it, Coach.
I can do it. Yeah. So that's what you need, and so I think a lot of time it's just a matter of the want to of the kid, and that's what we try to tell our kids, hey, we got a want to meter. Like out of scale of 1 to 5, how bad do you want to make that play? Yeah. And as we know, that goes a long way as opposed to the talented kid who's, I can make it when I want to. Well, I want you to right now. That's happening. So
that's the difference right now where we are now. I mean, like where we used to be and where we are today. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times back in the day, we had a lot of guys that wanted to make plays, believed in that. I mean, we love the game. Right now, I think a lot of times we play the game just for maybe exposure.
Coach, we do a high school. This is pretty much a high school podcast, and what we're dealing with are high school coaches, high school players, and some of your more high profile. And we dealt with a subject a few weeks ago where as a kid that is actually going to sit the rest of his senior year out.
Yeah.
And forego those games. And Mike and he and I had a big discussion about, you know, are these kids now they playing for the love of the game or they playing for the love of the money?
Yeah.
So, you know, what are your thoughts there? I mean, with NIL actually coming to the college to the high school game.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's good and bad, but everything is always unintended consequences, and so I think it's hard to govern. But at the same time, if because of everything with the internet and social media, if a kid has 1 million followers on TikTok and he's a 12th grader, then why can't he profit from that? Just because he played football? Because if he was on the swim team or did something else, or he was the leader of the chess club, he would be able to profit from it. So to me, I don't think you ever deny anyone an opportunity to make a paycheck, because the value of money and what it does for a family. But at the same time, you have to kind of mirror that with the amateurism aspect of high school and college athletics.
I got you. So, Coach, in that same vein, we're dealing with, or you guys are dealing with, the transfer portal. How does that impact your job as far as, keeping your kids and as well as looking at in that portal and finding kids that can still help the program?
I think the biggest thing is you have to build a relationship with the kids. I mean, if you're just a football coach, then you're not really doing the profession justice. I think the better you build relationships with the kids, and that may be some that still want to leave in spite of your relationship, and that's happened to us. But I think the biggest thing is you have to grow the kids from young. I mean, you have to get those kids that have taken freshman orientation at Alabama State, and they know what the Marion 9 means, and explain to them the history of Alabama State, founded in 1867, and those are the type of kids that are going to be good players for you, and they'll be a good alumnus. And so, to me, I think you got to build with that. And then, of course, you still have to get some, portal kids. But at the same time, you have to really realize and understand, why is this kid in the portal? If a kid's leaving a Power 5 school where he's getting NIL, he's getting all these perks, he's getting cost of attendance, then you have to ask yourself, well, there's probably a reason why. Wow. And so, and once you can answer those questions, you just kind of have to make those smart decisions. We've had some really good players come out the transfer portal who will really be good alumni, and they'll really feel the love from Alabama State. I think you just have to make sure that you kind of almost buyer beware. You just have to be real cautious of who you bring into your program.
I got you, Doc. So now, going back to that whole Alabama State, did you have family that went to Alabama State back in the day? Because I'm trying to find. You say you decided to walk on there. Was there an interest from the coaches there? I'm trying to.
Well, no. Well, I had a academic scholarship, so that was my interest, and I knew a couple people. Back then, we were recruiting quite a bit out of New Orleans, kind of like we're trying to do now. Okay. And so, just looking at the roster, I saw some New Orleans kids. I saw a couple kids I played against in high school who were going up there on scholarship. And so, I knew they played in the SWAC, and that was a big deal. I knew we could play against Southern and Grambling and Jackson and all corner schools that I've heard of. To be honest with you, I think Mississippi Valley, Jerry Rice had won the MVP in the Super Bowl, and I think the next year Doug Williams won it. So I was like, man, the last 2 MVPs have come out the SWAC. Yeah. So for me, that was all I needed to hear. And so I was already familiar with HBCU football from going to the Bayou Classic.
Gotcha.
Coach, are y'all recruiting out of Florida any? I'm from Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Me playing in Jacksonville, so Jacksonville, Orlando, that area, that whole Gainesville, Tallahassee,
What
especially.
about South Florida?
Yep, one of my coaches used to be at Bethune, so we have a couple of my really good kids. We have about 4 kids from Miami Central. My roommate went to Central, so we've been recruiting South Florida for quite some time. So I think every program in America has at least a couple kids from Florida.
Yeah. All right.
This joker's from Pahokee, man. The Muck Bowl, man.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I know Pahokee. That's who's from Pahokee? Is that where
Ricky Jackson.
Ricky Jackson? Yeah, that's my hero, man.
Anquan
Yeah.
Bolden.
Yeah, I wore number.
Played with the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wore number 57 in college because of Ricky Jackson. A great dude.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Ricky Jackson is like he's a good friend of mine. I know him since I was a kid, it is what it is, yeah. But that's what's up, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Man, Coach, we dealing with this Magic City Classic. How does that impact you and your team this week? Do you try to treat it like a regular game, or do you want to step outside and say, no, this is not a regular game, and we gonna treat it as such?
No, it's the biggest game of the year, and it's the biggest game of the year every time. So if you told me, hey, all right, Coach, you're gonna be 1-10 next year, which game you want to win? The Magic City Classic. It'd be an easy answer. So I think I don't think you pretend these kids are too smart. They understand what's the magnitude of it. So it's a big game, and it's a big game that the fans want you to win. You want to win, and I've won it and lost it as a player, and it's a lot more fun when you win it. So you gotta be honest with kids. You can't kind of sugarcoat it.
You get coaches saying like, man, we playing the next team on the schedule. We gonna put 11 on the field. I just wanted to hear from
Hey, coach say I ain't playing with it. It's a big game.
Well, off season we're getting ready for Southern, so we're not talking about the Magic City Classic in September. Yeah. But as soon as the Jackson State game was over, on the bus ride home, it was Magic City Classic. It's like as soon as that Saturday night is ended from that previous game, it's 2 weeks of Magic City Classic. So as it should be.
So and typically, do you guys have that bye week before?
Yeah, it's always a bye week. Yep. So both teams have the bye week, the game needs a bye week because, we had a big win at Jackson State, but had it been a win or a loss, you still want to have 2 weeks to get ready for this game. It's a big game. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. So,
Coach, Coach, we ain't nicknaming this thing, man. Go ahead, Jay.
Coach, you got a big win down in Jackson, Mississippi. Any vindication on that? I wasn't gonna go down that vein, but any vindication there?
Not really. Coach Prime wasn't there, Shador wasn't there, Travis Hunter wasn't there, but still a really good Jackson State team. A lot of respect for Coach Taylor and everything he's doing. And he's a guy that played in the SWAC just like I did. He's back at his alma mater, so I know how bad he wants to win a championship as the head coach, same as me. And so we're both on the same path. And so hopefully I get there first, but I hope he wins the SWAC championship also. And I think it'll be great for the conference and great for Jackson State. But like I told everyone, we played the 2023 version of Jackson State, and it's same as them, 2023 version of Alabama State. So it's just another big game for us to play. And whenever you get to go down there on Jackson State's homecoming and compete, just glad that we was able to come out there with one thing. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
It was Jackson State homecoming. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, man. Hey, I wish I'd have known. I didn't know that. Okay, good stuff, Coach. So having played in the game, as now this will be your third time coaching.
Second year coaching. Okay. Yep.
Coach, what some of those old feelings and adrenaline does it pop up, man, when you walk out there in Legion Field?
Yeah, I think to me it's the drive up. When you drive up and you see the lines in front of the stadium and just the old gray structure. To me, all the people standing out there. So to me, it happens long before you get inside the stadium. So I want the kids to feel that same energy. But once you get out there, and you can have all of that excitement and that enthusiasm, but once they blow the whistle and it's a kickoff, then you're just coaching a football game. So I think all of the excitement is before and then afterwards. But during the game, you don't really get into, this is a big game. It's like you're trying to score, you're trying to stop them. And so I think that's the biggest thing the kids have to understand. Once the game starts, it's football. You're just playing the game. So
I hear you. Coach, what does this week look like schedule wise for you? You know, I know you're gonna have some media obligations. How does it change? Is it any different than say 2 weeks ago when you played Jackson?
A little bit. I mean, it comes off a bye week, so you kind of go into the bye week schedule, so we can get a little extra practice in on Sunday as opposed to reviewing the previous opponent. You know, I'll do a media day down there on Wednesday, so drive up and drive back, and then on Friday we'll have a team luncheon, which is really good for the kids. Everybody put on shirt, ties, and blazers on both sides, and you know, but that's like I tell them, you know, our job is to win the football game. We're participating in that aspect of it, but I mean, we should be eating the chicken, whatever they're serving, and we should be thinking about what our assignment is. We shouldn't be getting caught up into, you know, that's for the president, the ADs, and all of those people. And our job is to get there and to make everybody happy by trying to get a W.
There you go. So now that luncheon is both teams are at there. You guys
Oh,
have
yeah.
your really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They do a great job. Sponsors do a really good job. You know, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, those guys, they do a great job sponsoring it. And I mean, it's really good. The cheerleaders are there, so it's a big thing for the kids. It's really, you know, kind of have those kids get to be highlighted and shown. I think they call the seniors up. They give them a little special project. I mean, a special package and everything.
Okay.
And so it's a big deal. So it's really like a true classic football game. So I think the kids really enjoy it. And you know, at the end of the day, our job is to win it. So all of that's fun, and you get your little special this and that, but you got to win the game. So
There you go.
How you keep your kids focused though, Coach? I mean, like, you know, they got to be, I mean, like in a tunnel, you know, like tunnel vision, you know, like, because the bright lights and that's in the game, but just all the festivities around them, how do you just keep them focused? Or what are you telling your kids to keep them focused?
yes, it's the same message. You know, we had homecoming on campus. I think whenever you have an HBCU homecoming, there's so much going on. And so my thing to them is just, hey, people are paying to see us. I think we had Bootsy was here when they had him and Glorilla. So I was like, hey, we're part of the entertainment. Just like people who have bought tickets to see them, they are buying tickets to see us perform. So to me, when you realize that you're not there to enjoy it, I told them once you become an alumnus of the school, then you come back and participate in homecoming. Then you come back and you enjoy the Magic City Classic. Right now, you are part of the entertainment. So they are paying to see you perform.
Yeah.
So I think once you kind of explain that to them and let them know that it is nothing fun about this game for anybody until we win. So and that's the message. Because I've been at a lot of Magic City Classics, not a lot, but I've been at some of them where I've been broadcasting or a fan, and I'm having a great weekend in Birmingham. I go to a great party Friday night, a breakfast on Saturday, and everything, and then we lose the game, and it's just like my whole weekend is just went to crap. So I need to let them understand. There's a lot of people that's depending on their good time this weekend is depending on if you win or not. So that's their job is to win.
Yes, sir.
Coach, this game, man, I grew up in Birmingham, so you know it's you got Rod. I think I brought Carter up here a couple of times to a classic, but. It's huge, man. It's the biggest thing. Like I said, you know, other than in the week of Christmas. How does it in your mind? Because you know, of course, attended a lot of Bayou Classics. How does this thing stack up? You know, because everybody want to have bragging rights on the classics. Our classic bigger than the Bayou. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think it's the biggest one. I think it's the best one. The good thing was I was broadcasting. I've done the Florida Classic. I went to the G-Ho, the greatest homecoming on earth with with North Carolina A&T. So I've been to Jackson State homecoming, Southern homecoming. So I've been to just about every homecoming and HBCU Classic, and I think this one is right there, just with the people. I think it's the people in Birmingham, not so much the game and the schools, because you have other really good fans and schools, but I think the people of Birmingham, they come out, and I think that's what makes it so special. That there's no high school football games on Friday. School is out, so it's right. Like the whole, so that's like the whole city is waiting for the classic. And so, I mean, no matter what time of year I go to Birmingham, somebody's going to mention, man, the classic. And so I think that's what makes it so big. And I didn't realize that when I came here playing in the first one, I was bragging to all my teammates about the, Bayou Classic, rightfully so. And that's when the Bayou just got on the NBC. And once I played in the Magic City Classic, I realized that that this is right up there with it. And I think with all of the tailgating and stuff that goes on after around it, I think it's right there. If it's not the best one, it's tied for first. Say that.
Hey, just to speak on that, Jay, I'm from Florida, so Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman got a great classic. I've been to those classics a couple of times, but when I first came to Miles, when I went to Miles, and then we got the Alabama Classic, A&M and Bama State. I'm like telling my friends in Florida, like, boy, y'all need to come to the Alabama Classic. Y'all think Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman had something. Y'all ain't seen nothing until you saw this. And I went to the Bayou Classic once. It's great. It's all good. It is good. But Alabama State and A&M far exceeds my expectations. So, yeah.
Coach, we had your counterpart on about an hour ago.
God, yes. He loves him, though. I can tell. Coach loves him.
Coach spoke very highly. He told me to ask you about playing. Where did you guys play each other? Play against each other?
We played in the Heritage Bowl.
And he shook him.
He was at A&T and I was at State, and of course he was quarterback. I was linebacker our senior year. Yeah. And we won the game. He tells the story how he shook me and it made me miss out. I'm still looking for that play. I got money to go back and pull out my VHS tape.
The story changed today.
It gets better every year.
It got a little better today.
Yeah.
He added another play to it. What?
Yeah, I tell you, Maynor's he's a great guy, man. He's doing a great job at A&M, and I think just thinking back to the Walter Highsmiths, the Eddie Robinsons, those guys. We need guys with personalities in HBCU football, and I think he brings that personality, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, back in the days of college football, when especially before segregation, when the HBCU coaches, you had to stay at the other coach's house, or you had to stay in the gymnasium of the other school because you couldn't get a hotel or lodging. Yeah. And so the coaches were friends. If you look at some of the biographies of Jake Gaither and those guys, and they kind of talk about that. And so I think that's where the coaching profession really should be. I mean, we only hate each other one day out the year. I mean, as soon as the game's over, it's no need to still have this animosity because we're both fighting the same fight. Alabama A&M and Alabama State are linked together. We both need each other to succeed and do well within the state. And it's just on that last Saturday in October, we can't be friends. That's it. That's just how it goes.
That's it. So. Coach, I know we got to get you on out of here. When you think of this game here, like I said, having played in it, having now coached it, what do you need from your fan base? What do you need from your student body this week?
Oh, they just have to bring that energy. I think, the Mighty Marching Hornets, the band will be there, Stingettes, Honeybees, everybody, cheerleaders. So but we don't. Hey, I don't have to coach my fans up for this game. They'll be ready. They'll be at the parade, so they know what to do. So I think it's State, and we'll get it going, and it's gonna be a fun game. This game usually comes down to the last play, like it did last year, and we're gonna go out there and compete. And I know Coach Maynor to have his guys ready. So we've both been looking forward to this game all year. So we just hope it lives up to the hype, and want the fans to enjoy it. Want to have a great crowd, a great weather. The bands can go at it and compete, and they'll have the fifth quarter. They'll keep going after the game. So I think everything you want in the HBCU Football Classic is here, and we just want to have a great game for everybody to enjoy.
Sounds good, Coach. This question just came to mind. Do you guys, the team, will you guys stay in Birmingham after this game, or how does that work?
Now we always go back. Even when I was a student, I never stayed after the game. So I didn't, and that's what I tell the kids. I never enjoyed the Magic City Classic until I was an alumnus. So that's when I came back and I was like, man, there's a whole lot going on. I just thought it was a game. I didn't realize that some of you probably didn't even see the game. It was so much going on. But as a player and a coach, it's our job to win the game. And then hey, we got another game the next week. So to me, you get on to the next one. You hopefully, the plan is to go out there and win it, and then we go home happy. And Sunday morning, we're going to have 24 hours, and we're going to lock into the next game. That's how football goes.
That's it. That's it. There it is, yeah.
Well, Coach, like I told you off air, man, good luck this Saturday, but please take it easy on those Golden Tigers come Thanksgiving, man.
Oh yeah, that Turkey Day Classic. Now that's the oldest HBCU Classic. So we know Tuskegee has a great record. That game. Talking to some of my old historians around here, they were telling me about how when Tuskegee lost 2-0 and Booker T. Washington refused to play the game for the next 5 years. So that game had, you talk about some history, that game has some history. So that'll be another podcast. I'll come back on. We'll do another podcast on that. That people don't realize that game there is a bitter rival. I mean,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
well, hey, Coach, man, we're appreciative of you coming on.
Yes, sir.
And thanks to my guy Rod Carter, man, for connecting us.
Big ups, Rod.
Yeah, man. And hey, we wish you the best. We'll be checking you guys out. Like I told Coach Maynor, man, we putting for a good game.
Absolutely. That's all you can wish for. But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of entertaining, good football. Both guys have some really good players on both teams, so it'll be a fun game. Yep.
Good stuff.
Rob, man, I just want to end with this, man. I know Miles Collins said the day I die, right, Jay? But hey, I'm a big fan of Alabama State, big fan of you. I've been watching you for a while now. And, hey, man, just keep doing your thing, man. We need more brothers like you and the rest of these guys that are giving their time to HBCUs, man. And just continue the mission, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man. Love.
And we love you, man.
Absolutely. Love you guys, too, and appreciate, whenever we can get some exposure, no matter where it's at, no matter what's the platform, when everybody's talking positive about HBCUs and HBCU football, that's what we need. So I appreciate you guys' effort. Y'all keep it up.
Appreciate it, man. Birmingham,
absolutely.
That's Coach Eddie Robinson Jr.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, Coach. Next
Coach,
time.
Man, appreciate you, baby.
All right. Appreciate it. Y'all got good time. We got a meeting at 4 o'clock. So.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, there we are. Birmingham, we got a special treat for you tonight.
Whoop, whoop.
Man, we got a chance. We've talked to Coach Maynor, we talked to Coach Robinson, but we thought it'd be apropos that we bring in, I would say, just as much a part of the Magic City Classic as the football side of it.
For some, it's the most important.
Yeah, exactly. Alabama A&M Marching Maroon and White band director, the general of that group, Mr. Carton Wright. We appreciate you, Doc.
Well, thank you, guys. How's it going? It's good to be here.
Oh man, it's going, man. It's Magic City Classic.
Hey, it's wartime.
I hear you. That's a good word, man. That's a good word right there. We're gonna explore that. Birmingham, we have a young man, and I'm glad to know him and call him a friend. He actually directed my sister at Fairfield High.
Christy Culpepper. Yeah.
So shout out to Christy Culpepper. She helped me make this contact. So Christy Culpepper Walker now.
Right.
I don't want to offend my brother-in-law. But hey, man, once again, I appreciate you. Thanks for your time.
Absolutely.
It's a long day for you. So we do appreciate that.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to hang out with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Wright, let me ask you this. This is, I guess, probably the biggest weekend. Biggest weekend for Birmingham. So you have not only you've done both. You played in it, and now you're directing in it. And so, I mean, if you would just speak to that, talk about your experience of doing both, being in the band at Alabama A&M, as well as directing.
Okay. Well, when I came to Alabama A&M as a freshman, a long time ago, 1980, believe it or not, it's been that long. It was quite a big event for me as a freshman coming out of Montgomery. And coming all the way to Huntsville and just understanding what the culture of the Magic City Classic was all about. As a student, you're very competitive, and you really work hard to make sure that you are representing the university, and even more so than that, it's a lot of fun. It's, like I said, I'm from Montgomery, and a lot of the guys that I knew in Alabama State's band, they were from Montgomery or other places. So to be able to compete with against those guys and just make it just a fun experience, that's what it was all about. And being a music major at that time, I did not understand the amount of work that it takes to get the band prepared for something like this as a student, because on the student side, you're having fun, you're doing all the things that your band director has prepared you to do. But once I got in the seat, I realized that it was a whole different ball game. So on the director side, yes, it's still a lot of fun, and it's still competitive. James Oliver and I are good friends, and he's from Montgomery as well, and we've been knowing each other for many years and have remained good friends. And it's just a lot of work that goes into the Magic City Classic, a little bit extra time than your normal practices, because this is a big recruiting tool for both of our bands.
Okay.
A lot of eyes are on us. A lot of kids come from different cities, different states, and they're at the game, at the parade. So we want to make sure that we're putting our best product on the field as a director, to make sure that we attract those students who are looking at us. So student side is fun, director side is work, but it's all still fun, when you look at it all together.
I hear you. I hear you now. So, and that goes to the guys we've been interviewing in the past. It's work, but when you're doing something you enjoy, it doesn't even seem like it.
Right. Absolutely.
Now, I didn't know you were from Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm from the Gump, man.
Okay.
White folding chair capital.
I hear you, Doc.
Boy, you crazy.
Hey.
That almost went over my head, Mr. Clayton.
When he said white folding chair, I immediately remembered. Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Wright. What would you say? Because you and I talked earlier about the amount of hours you guys are going. Let's go back to your director at A&M, and what was his name?
Mr. Arthur Wesley, Arthur Wesley Jr. He was a great band director. As a matter of fact, he still works in a part-time capacity. He works with our percussion students now, and up until this year, he was doing the jazz band, but now he primarily works with the percussion students.
Okay. So, would you say things are harder for your band and what you're putting on them, the workload, so on and so forth, or actually versus what you actually dealt with under Mr. Wesley?
Okay, well, back in those days, it was no limit as to how long we practiced. We did get out of practice within, I'll say, from 5 to 6 hours a day during that time. And, it didn't bother us. It didn't bother us at all. So, we had a lot of fun. We enjoyed being here. Band was just like home to us. We just loved being here. But when I came to Alabama A&M 10 years ago in 2013, I realized that the students are here not just for band, but more so for their education. And the band was practicing still about 5 or 6 hours a day. And I looked at the grades of our students. In my first year, we had to sit a lot of students down because their GPAs were not where they needed to be.
Right.
So what I decided to do was just reduce the number of hours that we practiced. And we started working at 4 hours a day. And it's funny, the first day that school started, I told the guys, okay, we're going to get out at 9 o'clock. And so when 9 o'clock rolled around that first day, I called everybody to the front like I do every day and make announcements, answering the questions and things like that. And I said, okay, well, no more questions, then that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And I started walking to my truck so I can get ready to head back to the building and lock up everything. And I turned around, the kids still standing, well, the students still standing on the field. I'm like, listen, go home. Practice is over. Man, they couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So long story short, I realized that in order to get these grades where they needed to be, we needed to slice that practice time down on average about 3 to 3.5 hours a day. Except for this week, of course, we go a little bit longer. But, we just try to make sure the students have time to study. That's most important to me. I mean, I'm here to establish and produce a good band program. But at the same time, even our music majors, they need time to study. We have a lot of STEM majors here, education, business. So I don't want these students flunking out of school on the account that we're practicing 5, 6, 7 hours a day, when all we have to do is just really curtail what we're doing, be organized, hit it, quit it, and whatever we don't finish today, it'll be waiting on us tomorrow. So we try to do that.
Okay, I hear you. Well, Doc, listen, you kind of answered this question, but I want you to expound on it a little bit. Classic prep. So this, we talked to the football guys, and we were asking, say, hey, because within football, within basketball, they want to treat each game just as a regular game, not getting too high, too low. But it's not just a regular game. And they both told me that. So I heard you say it's a little bit more this particular week.
Right.
Would you say the same as far as homecoming, or say if there's a Southern, which opponents where you're going to spend just as much time as the Classic, since you've already established that it's a little bit more time than just your regular game?
Excuse me. We always get up for the competition, and we try to treat every opponent the same way. But fact being what it is, that some opponents you're just gonna get up a little bit better for them as far as your preparation is concerned, because of their reputation. And we want to make sure that they understand who we are.
Okay.
Just like they want to make sure that we understand who they are. So this, in a couple of weeks, this will be the first time that we've played Florida A&M since I've been here. I think that Alabama A&M and Florida A&M played some days back in the past, maybe like the 70s or even before then. But they'll be traveling to Huntsville on November 4th. And, FAMU has that reputation. They've been a great band for many, many years. So we want to make sure that when they come to town, that they know that they're in Norman, Alabama, and that they're going to be in for a dog fight. And so we just want to make sure that our students understand that bands with those high reputations, those are the ones that we need to just really make sure that we are on top of our games. And not to say the bands with lesser reputations are less important, but you get up for your competition. It's like who won the Super Bowl last year? It wasn't my Cowboys, so I don't even care. But whoever won the Super Bowl last year, everybody's going to be aiming for that team, because that Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody's going to be shooting to knock off the top dog. So that's the way that we look at things. Jackson State, Alabama State, Southern, those are our biggest competitions. And again, not to lessen the competition from the other schools, but those are schools that we like to go after as far as our biggest competition. So again, you get up for your competition.
Okay, I hear. So now you mentioned Southern, Bama State, Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say is that toughest band to actually go against at halftime?
Ourselves. I mean, we are our biggest competition. So we just make sure that we have what we plan to do in order. And we can't worry about what somebody else does, because we don't know what they're going to do until they get here. So we are our biggest competition. So we just try to make sure that we don't kick ourselves in the butt.
Okay, I hear you. Doc, tell me about this. Now, song selections.
Mm-hmm.
What goes into that? Like you got, you guys got. I don't. How many minutes is actually do you have for halftime? And then what goes into that?
Well, back in the day, halftime used to be longer. So it used to be 10 minutes, but now we have 7.5 to 8 minutes. So we have to really, time our shows. And as far as song selection goes, we try to make sure that the students have some input on what they want to play. And there have been instances where we've done polls with the fans to see some things that they want to hear.
Really?
Excuse me, but when we're building a show, if it's a theme show, like if we're gonna do something in terms of like Bruno Mars or Earth, Wind and Fire show or something like that, we try to pick the music that's gonna be most popular, that's gonna get the crowd into it. Frankie Beverly and Mays, that's a favorite staple group that everybody likes to hear when they hear some Frankie songs. The crowd is gonna sing, and we like to make sure that the crowd is enjoying themselves. So we choose carefully what songs we're going to play and make sure that the students, their biggest input is going to be on the dance routine music. So every now and then they'll come up with some other songs. Say, Miss Wright, can we try this? Can we try that? So we have a great staff of writers, arrangers who write the music for us. Our chief arranger, Mr. Mario Warren, everything goes through him as far as if we get it approved, they'll run it by me. I'm like, okay, well, if Prof. Warren likes it, then we'll just try to make sure that we have a good selection in that capacity.
Gotcha. So tell in one word, how would you describe your band's sound?
I would say dynamic, as far as I don't know if that's the most appropriate word, but we try to cover all the aspects of music in terms of blending and balancing. And a lot of people don't get that band is more than just being loud. A lot of people think that because the band plays loud, it's a better band, this, that, and the other. But there are a lot of things that goes into making a band sound good. It's just not about how loud you play, and intonation, which means you're playing in tune, blending and balancing, being that you can hear all the instruments at the same time, and tempo, the way you tongue the notes, articulation. It may be going over some people's heads, but as far as that goes, but everything has to be immaculate as close as possible in terms of that. And when all these things come together, it's like blending a cake. You're not going to taste just eggs. You're not going to taste just flour or sugar or butter. You blend it together and you're going to have everything that all those flavors that come together in one, which makes it a cake. So it's the same thing with band for me. You got flutes, clarinets, trumpets, saxophones, all the instruments. When they are doing their part in the right way, that's going to make a dynamic sound. So that's what I mean by that.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. After you left Fairfield, where did you go next?
Okay, I left Fairfield. I went to my alma mater in Montgomery, Carver High School. So I stayed down there for 2 years at Carver High School and had a great time doing those 2 years down there.
Okay.
Say it again, Mike.
I said Carver High School. I know where it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right off of Fairview Avenue, right off I-65. So when I left Fairfield, when I left Carver, Montgomery, I came back to Birmingham and I worked at Minor High School for about 10 years before I came to A&M.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Really? Okay. Wow, I did not know that. Well, I knew you had been to Minor. I didn't know it was that long. I put it
right.
So, and in the same vein, the Battle of the Bands. This week, I know you guys will be in the parade together. Was there some event where you guys will be in the same location performing prior to the game, or?
Prior to the game, just the parade, unless we just happen to be in the same space that I don't know about. We're going to, as a matter of fact, be at Minor High School Friday morning. We're going to have a run through of our show. And Friday evening, we're going to go to Clay Chalkville High School and perform at their halftime show.
Really?
We wanted to go to Fairfield. That was my first job as a professional. wanted to go to Fairfield, but time constraints kept us from going there because we have to do lunch and then we have to go check in the hotel. So we weren't able to go to Fairfield this time. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to go there. And as far as the Battle of the Bands on Sunday, the show style Battle of the Bands, that's going to take place Sunday at Protective Stadium. And Alabama State will be there along with Talladega College, Tennessee State, Mississippi Valley, I think Texas Southern. I may be missing someone, but it's going to be a nice event. And I encourage everybody to go out and buy tickets to support this event because it's going to be a dog fight there as well.
Okay. Oh no, Miles ain't gonna attend. Miles won't be there.
Man, look, we got so many things going on. I don't know who all is going to be there. Seriously,
the Marching Maroon and White will be there.
No, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go and see if my school gonna be there now.
He's a violin, Mr. Wright.
Okay. Willie Snipes, my good friend, my band director at Miles College. That boy is crazy, but that's my guy.
Oh yeah, he is crazy though. I think he's a Sigma.
No.
What is this? Oh, I must have got somebody else there, y'all. Okay.
I think that's his assistant, Mr. Brian Knowles. I think Brian is a Sigma.
Okay.
Yeah, you see Mr. Wright with the nice wall ornament behind him. I hear you, baby. I hear you.
Yeah, I see that. I was looking at it. I was like, man, it's missing some colors. But
I ain't missing nothing. Everything's there. Everything is there.
Well, both of y'all late. You late 5 years. I don't know what you Mike. You late for how many years? About 8, I guess. You said minor. What were you? If you feel like addressing that, what were your thoughts on that whole minor in the 5th quarter? And I was going to ask you, do you guys participate in the 5th quarter type activities? In college.
Yes, we do 5th quarters, and they're mostly at our home stadiums, or if we're in a classic somewhere, we do those. And Johnny Mims is a good friend of mine, band director at Minor. So I don't want to comment on that, how I feel about it. So I'll just pass on that one. But I do hope everything works out for my guy.
Okay, good deal. I totally understand.
Yes, sir.
And you were saying about the song selection committee. Now you said that the kids more or less they are involved heavily with the dancing. So
right. I'm sorry.
Is there like a representative per section, or how does that work out for us, that committee?
Well, the dance routine committee, it consists of about maybe 5 or 6 students who come together and they create the dance routines. They select the music and they make the dance routines, and they're responsible for teaching it to the band. So we, as a band staff, kind of serve as editors to the dance band committee, because sometimes they want to do some things that we're just not going to do, as far as being politically correct and not. We want to keep everything family oriented as far as that's concerned. We don't want to get out there and do anything that's going to cause the university any embarrassment and cause me to be in the president's office while you let the band do this or do that. So, we try to keep it clean. They can take it to the edge, but don't jump in the river. So, gyrations and things like that. So we just try to make sure that that's clean. But we also take suggestions from music for the students if they want to play a certain song. If it's, one of the guys they like that's not in the dance routine, they want to play something that's hot or something. Believe it or not, a lot of these students like old school music. So they'll come and say, hey, Mr. Wright, can we play something by whomever, Patti LaBelle? Can we play something by Stevie or something like that, or Marvin Gaye? So they have an old soul, so we try to respect that and let them have a part in the show. and STEM music, because if they feel like they have a part in it, then they're going to execute and give a little bit more effort than if we just dictate what they're going to do.
Right. I got you. Now, I know at one point of time, once in I guess back in the day, Birmingham supplied a lot of both Bama State as well as A&M's band, as far as members and kids coming from high school. How is that number now? What percentage would you say of your band is made up of kids from Birmingham?
We have a large number of students from Birmingham area. I'd say probably 60% of the band is from Birmingham.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And like I said, we get quite a few kids from out of state, like Atlanta. We recruit heavily in Atlanta. Nashville has really been sending some students our way. Get quite a few from Chicago. And I say Mobile is another spot that we hit pretty hard. So we got a few kids coming from Florida, one from Texas, a couple from North Carolina. So we're trying to, just. And again, diversity program. Like I said, we have STEMs, a great STEMs program here. So many of our students are in the STEMs field: technology, engineering, architecture, computer science. So we try to go after those students just as much as we do music majors or any other disciplines.
Okay. Well, that was a question from a good friend of mine. He played in Parker as well as Tuskegee, so that's what his thing. He was wondering what was that mix now? With some of the school closings, or some of them actually being bigger, and combining certain schools.
Right.
Let me ask you this: just thinking about along that line, back in the day when you were at Fairfield, who would you say was your toughest band to perform against, or that tough opponent?
Man, Jackson Nolan.
Okay.
J.O., yes.
Yeah, I know that Christy felt the same way. So
yeah.
Yeah,
and
Mr. Crawford was over there during that time, I'm sure.
Rest his soul, Mr. Crawford. Yeah. That man was a dynamic band director and a great friend, a great mentor. When I first moved to Fairfield and started working there, I'll never forget, he gave me an arrangement. It was a Prince song. I can't remember the title of that song now. So I told him I liked the way it sounded. So he said, come by my office one day next week and we'll sit down and talk. And lo and behold, he gave me the music, man. So I'm like, yeah, this man is all right. Like I said, rest his soul. Beautiful family.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Yeah, that's good. Doc, got a couple of more. I'm gonna let you get on out of here. Tell me about, the drum majors are, just as important as, I guess, the majorettes and the horns and everything. How do you guys, who selects your drum majors, and what is that contest or what goes into selecting your drum majors?
Okay, that selection process starts on day one when students come in as freshmen. We look at how freshmen come in, and we just kind of track them, their attendance. We track their performance ability. We track. I keep saying attract. We track their attitude and all of the things that we're looking for. We're just kind of spotting to see who our next leaders are going to be, whether they're section leaders or drum majors, whatever the case is. To me, a good leader is a good follower. So we look at those students who come in and do what they're asked to do. They're on time for practice. They don't miss practice, or if they have to miss practice, they are attentive enough to come and say, hey, Mr. Wright, Mr. Warren, Mr. Connor, I got this going on. May I miss practice today, or can I come to practice late? So we look at those guys like that. It's not just about their playing ability, but just how they conduct themselves. And grades are a big part of leadership in our band program. If you don't do what you're supposed to be doing in the classroom, then you don't have a place as far as being a leader, because we want our leaders to be out front of everything that they do. And we usually do drum major trials in the spring. They have to fill out an application and write an essay and tell us why they want to be drum major and what attributes they can bring to the program to make us better. So that's not just drum major process for being selected. It's also for the section leaders as well.
Okay.
And so, we just try to pull the best people that we see as far as what they've contributed to the band. And like I said, the academic process as well.
Right. Okay.
A lot of people think drum majors have to be able to dance. That's not the case. We just want some good leaders. And just so happen, all of our drum majors are pretty good dancers.
Right. Okay. Okay. And you say do you have the same amount every year, or does it fluctuate?
It depends on who is the best qualified. This year, we have 5 drum majors. A couple of years ago, we only had 2 or 3, and 1 year we only had 1 drum major. And that was during the COVID years right there that we had the one drum major. But if you're not qualified, then you're just not qualified. We have 5 drum major uniforms. We like to fill up all 5 of those suits. I have 2, 3, 4, 1. So be it. We're just not going to put anybody out there just to put on the uniform. That's not going to happen.
I got you. I know that Southern, they typically just have 1 as far as so
right.
I guess that year you had 1. That you said that was during the pandemic, though.
Right. Uh-huh.
Now, you spoke of FAM, and you guys played them in a couple of weeks. I didn't know that was on the schedule.
Right.
But do they tend to have 1 for each section or something? Because I noticed like when they bring them in or something I saw they'll bring each section in, and so would you say they have 1 for each section?
I've noticed that, but I don't know what their rationale is behind that. But they do have quite a few drum majors. I think maybe 6, 7. I'm not sure of how many, but they do have a good drum major corps.
Okay. And look here. So I'm assuming with the majorettes, what kind of process is there for selection of them?
I have nothing to do with them nor the color guard when it comes to selection. I have 2 sponsors, and Mrs. Burks is the color guard sponsor, the Fabulous Flags, and Ms. Granger is the sponsor of the Dancing Divas. So I don't want anything to do with them in their selection process. Show up for band camp and let's get to work. So I let the ladies handle all of that.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, look, man, we're gonna get you out of here. Tell the fans, and what can they expect on Saturday?
They're going to expect an action-packed show with some good music. I'm not going to reveal that right now, but I think it's going to be some music that everybody can relate to, regardless of what era you grew up in, from the 70s all the way up to today. So we got a smorgasbord of great music that everybody I think is going to enjoy. Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time for everybody. The students are working hard. Like I said, we stayed over a little bit longer tonight as far as our practice time is concerned, about 30 minutes overboard. But we needed to make sure that the assignments were understood tonight so that tomorrow, hopefully, we can start getting back out on our regular time. So, and another thing, we didn't talk about this. Our band is going to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on November 23rd, but we'll be there in New York City the entire week. So we're excited about that. And I want to thank everybody, individuals, corporations, fraternities, sororities, churches, businesses that have given to us to help us to take our students to New York. Okay. And I didn't just want to go there and just do a parade and then get on the bus and ride back home. I want our students to have a great experience. to take in New York, because many of our students have never been to New York before. And we want to go and see as much and enjoy ourselves as much as possible. And one of the big things that I want to make sure that we do is go to Harlem so they can see where the Harlem Renaissance took place. And we're going to do a thorough lesson on Harlem Renaissance before we get on the bus, and bring up some slides and videos of the famous people: Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald, Langston Hughes, all those guys who are responsible for developing our culture as Black people in America. And, you know, just face it, students really don't know that part of our history. And I want to make sure that they understand that Harlem is not Black anymore. From what I understand, it's mostly Hispanic and Asian population. But still, just to go there, and there's a famous portrait where the jazz greats took a picture in front of a building in Harlem. And I want to do the same thing. I want to make sure our students line up in the same exact positions where those guys were and take a picture. And, you know, I'm just really pro-Black history when it comes to things like that.
I hear you. I hear you. You know what? I want to ask you this question many years ago, so I ask you now. That I know on one occasion you guys were playing down in Macador, okay?
Okay.
And I would definitely be there to see you guys perform. And I think you guys performed all the way up to the dance routine, and then you exited the field. And I talked to Chris later, and I said, "What happened? Mr. Wright didn't." I want to let you tell me about that.
Well, you know, I got a lot of phone calls that week, and people were calling to ask me, "Is the band gonna come and dance? Is the band gonna do this? Is the band gonna break it down and dance?" And you know, there were some Caucasians. I guess the majority of them were Caucasians, and so I'm like, we're not coming to skin and grin for nobody. So we did the first few songs of our show, and then after that, like you said, we marched off the field. Right. And you know, I'm like, that bothered me, because we're more than just a band that dances. You know, we play great music, we make great formations on the field, but when, you know, the only reason you want to come and see us is to shake our behinds, no, well, you know, get your band to do that. And it's no strike against Macador, because the band director at that time was Ted Seabury, and I were good friends, and we still are. So, you know, I just did not want to go out there and skin and grin for anybody. No.
Man, big ups for you, Mr. Wright. I respect that a lot. Yeah, standing up for what you believe in, and pretty much showing or reiterating that we have talent. We're not just shaking our butts. And they think it's all it is entertainment. But man, our guys is just as good as your guys. But y'all want to see us dancing and shake our butts,
right?
Rather than listening to the sound that we portray.
There you go. So, you know, like I said, we just I got tired of those phone calls. I mean, I was flooded with phone calls. I'll show y'all what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But hey, can I say this, Jay? But you know what though? I think that's a lesson for everybody too, Mr. Wright. Because a lot of times, and sometimes in our community, we equate a great band to a dancing band, a band that can, not. It's more like you said again, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. It's more than shaking your butt and dancing in a band. You know, these guys got talent, they got skills, they play horns, play percussion, they play drums, they play all these things. Right. And sometimes, educating the general public on these things is not a bad idea, man.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I like the word you used earlier. Intonation.
Exactly. You know, and a lot of people don't understand, you know, all the musical terms because the masses of people are not musicians or they haven't studied music before, but it's music. And I was telling my students the other day, music is one thing that you have to multitask more than anything that they can think of, because you're reading something that's foreign. You're reading signs and symbols. You're reading pictures that these signs and symbols represent. You have things to tell you how loud to play or how soft to play, how fast or how slow to play, how to play this note versus how to play that note. So when students see that, you know, it's a lot that they're processing simultaneously. So you know, a lot of people, again, they just equate that if the band is loud, then the band is good. But you know, we try to get our students to get out of that mindset. Don't listen to the public for their opinions. You listen to us because, you know, we've been trained at what we're doing, and we want to make sure that we're doing things that we've been trained to do, and not get caught up in being internet famous. That's not what we're trying to do. And you know, if it upsets some people, and which it does, then you know, so be it. I mean, I don't want to go on your job and tell you what to do, and you're not going to tell me what to do on my job. Either you like it or you don't.
Right.
So,
well, Doug, we appreciate you. This, like I said, this is going to really add to what we're doing. We wanted to give a whole comprehensive perspective from the Magic City Classic, Birmingham. We hope you have enjoyed listening to Mr. Wright, as well as the two coaches. And hey, let's have a ball this weekend, man. Y'all stay safe out there.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doc.
I appreciate you for bringing us on. And as we always say, go Bulldogs. We got this.
I hear you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Wright.
Yes, sir. You as well. Thank you for inviting us as well.
Yes, sir.